one of the things in my shop that I did actually about 8 years ago that always left a little to be desired was my airline system. We've got that old hose reel up there that hasn't worked in years because it actually blew the line and I never even took it down. So I disconnected it and installed that yellow airline right there, okay? And that's really all I've ever had on this end of the shop for air supply, is that there. I did run it all the way around to that side. That actually used to run the blast cabinet. If you guys remember, there used to be a really big Trinco blast cabinet back there, which we sold and got rid of that. So I've always just been relying on that one airline right there. So I'm getting ready to make some modifications and improve my air system here in the shop so that I have more convenience to needed air supply for the machines around here. So what are we going to do? We are going to start installing some brand new Reelcraft hose reels, including airlines and some electrical cord reels there as well. I have been wanting to do this for years and just keep putting it off, you know. And it's just like, it's always been one of those someday jobs. Someday I'm going to get to it. Well, I'm finally going to start getting to it. I have several modifications that I plan on doing, and I'm probably going to be doing these in stages. We're going to work on getting some of these reels hung, and then I've actually got to start running some more airlines. So let me talk you through the idea that I have for down here. I'm still trying to keep it as simple as possible for what I'm going to be doing here, okay? So as I said, we've always had this airline right here. I'm going to take this thing down. So this hose right here has always been plugged in there. I'm going to put the big 50-foot hose reel right here. It's going to plug into that. Okay, see that stub out up there? I put that there because I had always planned on running an airline across here to the do-all mill. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to run another airline across the ceiling here, and we are going to be hanging I believe it's a 15-foot air hose right here, right above the mill, and it'll serve its purpose right here whenever I want to use my cool mist, this guy right here, or use it for an airline, you know. So we're going to have that guy, but when I make this run across here, I want to come across here, and right above the Kearney and Trucker, we're going to do the same thing. Right here, I'm also going to have another one of those 15-foot hose reels so that we can use the Noga mist here or use it as an airline, kind of double duty. So we'll have a short hose reel here, short hose reel here, and then we'll put the 50-foot reel right there on the wall, right where that bracket is, and replace all that so that I'll have a main 50-foot airline that I can pull out to use like I do right here. Just have a normal airline. We can pull that one across here when I want to use it at the table right here as well. All right, so that's the plan for this side right here. This is the 50-foot reel. This is the one that we're going to be putting back there on the wall. All right, we're also going to put one of these cord reels back there as well. This cord reel is going to go on the other side in the welding area on that wall there, and that will replace, I've got these extension cords hanging over there on the cabinet. That's going to be really awesome to use. All right, these are the guys that are going to go up above the 2 milling machines. These are the, I believe they're 20-foot length hoses, but it's the smaller hose, I believe quarter inch air hose, but these are the short guys. And these are going to be mounted on these brackets right here. You got these swivel brackets, and you can mount this on a wall or a ceiling. And whenever you have them mounted on here, let's go ahead and just sit this one on here like that. So this will be hanging upside down from the ceiling. So you're able to kind of swivel it, you know, whenever you go to reach and pull the airline out, it'll pivot and swing to the direction that you're trying to pull at. So that's pretty cool. So I got 2 of those. We're going to be mounting both of these brackets up on the ceiling there. I've actually got some flat bar right here that I'm going to be using to mount these brackets on. So this is the first thing I'm going to get started on. I'm going to have these flat bar drilled and tapped so that I can just bolt the bracket right to there. And then I will have some holes drilled in this plate here where this will actually screw directly into the rafter up there, okay? So that's the plan with with the flat bar. And then all of your hose reels, I'm actually going to be mounting on these swivel wall brackets right here. So this will get mounted up on the walls like that. And then the hose reel will hang off that. And then that also allows you to, you know, if we're pulling that hose this way and coming around, it allows that hose reel to kind of swing into the direction that you're pulling it at. So we've got some wall brackets there. Because I'm going to be putting, I want to put another one of those on the other side as well. I'm going to get this side going over here, and then I'm going to start working on the other side and the other side of the shop, because I want to hang a hose reel over there as well. Okay. And I also wanted to point out for the cord reels, I've been going around and replacing the receptacles on the wall, especially where these are going to plug in, doing away with these old original receptacles, 15 amp, going with 20 amp receptacles, brand new, and 20 amp breakers in the panel there as well. And these will work great for these new cord reels there. So we got to get started on it. I'm going to start with these brackets right here, get these machined and get them bolted up to the ceiling, and we will start with that right there. The hole pattern for the bracket is a 3-inch square hole pattern. I'm going to drill and tap for 3/8/16. I'm going to do the drilling over here in the mill, and then we'll go to Flexarm and use that to do the tapping. Just going to do this really quickly. There's plenty of spacing on the slots on the brackets to line up with, but we've got this thing centered, and both the plates are cut within 10 thousandths of being the same length. So I'm just going to drill one hole, rotate it or flip it, and get all 4 drilled real quickly. I'll go back in there with a chamfering tool, kind of do the same thing. Drilling at 5/16. And actually, let me get some air so I can move the chips out of the way quickly. All right, got a little air there. You don't have to have that. You can use a brush, but the air gets it out off the side there as well. All right. Let's go ahead and first thing you can do is just rotate it around that way. We'll come into our stop, and it's lined right up on my little X mark there. So this is where you can do a couple things. To get to the other side of the plate, you can, of course, move your table, either X or Y, whatever you want to do to drill those and flip it around. Or, since this isn't a super critical hole pattern, but it's going to be right on what I wanted anyway, just flip it over like that. And we'll just go ahead and drill it on this side. Just like that. And rotate it around to the other side. There we go. Now I'll do the same thing with the chamfering tool to get that done. But let's go ahead and get the other plate drilled. Well, look who decided to join me in the shop today.
Hello.
Abby is giving her very first practice run using the Flexarm here. And she's going to tap these 3/8/16 holes for us.
I feel like I'm nailing this, but...
You are nailing it. Nothing to it. She is finding out that
It's heavy.
it's
heavy at the
I
end.
told her there's a lot of mass here, so it is a little, you know, strenuous to kind of pick this thing up and move it around, especially
once you get used to it. I know.
once you get used to it. That's all it is. This is completely new to her. She's never done this before. Looks like you're nailing it.
I can't pull it up at the end. Dang.
All right, we got
wimpy muscles.
two more to go.
Oh,
Oh, you missed the tap.
dang it. Did I mess it up?
Just another squirt. You just gotta squirt that thing.
There you go.
There you go. I can't get down in there. The handle's too long. I can't see the tap coming through the hole there. Well, you're doing a good job there. Look, you've already got 3 of them tapped.
Oh, but I made a mess.
Oh, that's nothing, babe. That's cutting oil.
All right.
We're just gonna wipe that off. We've got a parts cleaner that will clean it up. Perfect. What do you think?
It's easy.
It's easy, huh?
I really can't mess it up.
No.
Even I can't mess it up.
It centers itself up in the hole. The tap pulls itself down in there.
Am I a machinist now?
You are well on your way to being a journeyman machinist.
I don't think so.
All right, I'll help you. We'll get this plate. We got one more to do.
Okay.
And we'll let you tap the other one as well.
I will now be replacing Adam on all tapping videos.
Perfectly okay.
Oh.
Nice to have a little help out in the shop
I
sometimes.
can't do 2 things at once apparently, so.
She's learning how to tap holes, use a Flexarm, and an oil can at the same time. What do you think?
I love it. It's amazing. It's
easy, isn't it?
It's easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I look like I know what I'm doing?
You look like you know what you're doing. Look at that. Look at that well-oiled tap. Perfect. One more.
Heavy at the end.
He's getting used to moving that thing around.
Yep. Oops. Over squeeze.
Look at that.
How did I do?
Perfect tapping job.
Oh no, it's moving.
Look at that. She got that one tapped. And that one's tapped.
I'll be sending you my invoice. I'm just kidding.
Sending me the bill, hey.
That's awesome. Yeah, that thing's amazing.
Yep, that's a fun machine to run. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for coming out and giving it a try.
Thanks, babe.
Are you going to do it again?
Yeah, from now on, all tapping will be me.
All tapping
Yeah.
will be Abby from now
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
All tapping. Well, there we go. We've got our 2 ceiling mounting plates there finished up. I went ahead and drilled the other holes that these are going to be used to mount it to the ceiling. Just 3/8 for some 3/8 lags, just like that. Okay. And that was awesome that Abby wanted to come out and help work on this project a little bit. That was her first time ever running the Flexarm. You know, she says all the time she'd love to come out here and learn some of this stuff and, you know, help me. And I think it would be fun just to kind of show her on video every now and then, learning some different processes out here in the shop, because she does really enjoy it. She thinks this work is fascinating, and she'd love to come out here and get her hands dirty. So I thought this was a great opportunity to get her out here. And today happens to be International Women's Day, so even cooler. So, all right, so our brackets there, this is how they'll look. They'll be mounting just like that, so that hose reel can swivel. So this will be kind of upside down like this, and that will get bolted in there. I've got some 3/8 bolts. These will go in there and bolt in just like that. And then our hose reel, let me grab that. So we'll get our hose reel, And that'll be mounted on here just like that. They've already got the right hole pattern in there. And it'll be just like this right here. So that thing will have a nice pivoting action depending on how we want to you know, reach up and pull on it as it's being used. So I just thought that this would be an easy way to get this thing mounted up to the ceiling, because I really had no way to get in there and easily, you know, bolt it to the ceiling using these 4 holes right here. I think these are made to, I don't know, it's just sort of a universal mount, but this is what I had come up with right here to get the job done. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on getting these 2 short hose reels mounted up on the ceiling. All right, we're working on the one above the K&T. We've got the first one mounted right there. Went in nice, just pre-drilled the wood and then ran the lag bolts in there. All right, we got our first new hose reel hung. It's looking good up there. I like that. That is gonna work perfect. I kind of mounted it in what I was doing was I was standing here at the machine, just kind of imagining if I'm, you know, running it like normal, and you want to be able to just kind of easily reach up here to it without too much strain and be able to pull it and pull it on out. That's going to work out great right there. And you see it'll spin around however you need to. Get it back up in there, just like so. And that one's long enough I could actually pull it over here to the you know, Monarch if I wanted to use it here as well. But that's working, that's gonna work great. I'll have my my Noga mist, see right here, I'll be able to just use, I got the hose draped over behind there, but I'll be able to just go from right here straight up to the air hose and go with it. So very cool. I'm gonna like that. I'm really gonna like that setup. All right, so we got one more. I'm getting ready to mount it. It's gonna go above the do-all. And I think we're gonna mount it right there, right along that area there. And same thing, I'll be able to come down and hook in our cool mist right straight up above it, or pull it over here and use it at the Victor lathe. I was gonna show you one of the things that helped me getting this first one installed. It's, you know, doing it by yourself is a little tricky and everything upside down, gravity's working against you. So once I pushed it up into place, I had one bolt hanging through there, lined up one bolt, and I just had this clamp ready, and this vice grip, and I just clamped it in place, and that held it right where I needed it to, so I could go ahead and get the other bolts in there and getting it tightened down, and that worked real well. Okay, I'm making progress on the second bracket install there. Thought I would show you what it looks like mounted up. Get up there and give you a look at it. Made it really easy being able to just you know, bolt this right up into the ceiling and come in there and run those bolts into the tapped holes that we tapped. And now just hang the hose reel right here. I'll use the vice grip to clamp it on and then run the 4 bolts through there, tighten it up, and it's done. Looking good, looking good. I ended up positioning this one where it's at, more centralized between the Victor and the do-all. For one, because I realized after I was getting ready to put it up there, the rafter that's right here next to this conduit, this would have been too close. The conduit wouldn't have allowed it to swing. So I had to go another, I think it's 2 foot over here to this rafter here. But that's gonna work out really nice, because now I can use this air hose for when I'm over here on the Victor or over here on the do-all. And it's gonna work out real nice like that. So it'll swing, you know, it'll pivot around. So we're over here on the lathe, and pull it down, let it catch, you know. I can use it over here or over here on the do-all. However I want to use it. It's just going to be really convenient to have this guy right here and retract. I'll probably move the those bump stops further down the hose towards the end, even on this one here, just so that the hose can go up a little bit further and it's not hanging down, because we still have our quick connect that we have to screw on there too. So those guys are both hung, and next phase now is to get the 50-footer hung over here. It's going to go there on the wall, and we're also going to put electrical cord reel over here as well. So we're going to get that. We're going to get those two hung, and we'll take this guy down, and then I have to run the new line so that we can hook in both of these guys over to that airline right there. So that's the next one's in line, the 50-footer. And by the way, we're going to be, I've got two of these guys right here. So one's going back there, and then one's going to go over here and replace this. This one I put up back in 2012, I believe. It's a Harbor Freight one. I've already replaced the hose once, but the spring is broke on it. Taking that one down, going to put another one right there. That's the screws we're going to be using right there. Concrete anchor screws, 3/8. I'm going to put just a dab of this spray and stay gel lubricant on the, these are bronze bushings in there. I don't know if they're oil light or not, but we're just going to put a little bit of lubricant on there. This stuff usually lasts a long time, so it's just going to take a little bit. I want to make sure something's right there on the top of the bushing. All right, that should work itself down in there. Okay, we got Abby out here. She's gonna.
He has me doing all the dangerous jobs.
Oh yeah, got her on the ladder without fall protection.
Yep.
I don't see eye protection. I don't see ear protection on you.
And I have on my ring and earrings. Ugh.
We will try not to hurt you.
Bad news.
We will try not to hurt you. She was busy at her desk working, and I called her and asked her could she come and help me, so she just rushed
and
out
of course,
here.
here I am. I'm ready.
Now let's see if I can get this up high enough and get it. You might have to kind of like guide me.
Okay.
Because I can't really see it.
You're on it. Can you come towards me just a little? There you go.
Is it on?
It's not all the way through.
All right, wait a second. But it's through the top one?
Through the top, yes.
Okay. Let me just line it up there. You just gotta, you might
Hold
have.
on, my hand
Is it caught? Okay, I see it now. There it is.
Nailed
Okay.
it.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, I think that's gonna work right there. Look.
Yeah, it's great.
It'll work. Very cool.
Is that it?
That's it. I will take and I'll put the flat washer and nut on the bottom of it.
All right.
And we'll be good to go. That's pretty cool. So it'll swing over here.
The size of that's awesome. It's huge.
Yeah, this is the 50-footer right there.
You're going to love that.
Oh yeah. Love it. Well, thank you for the help.
No
We're going to have
problem.
to do one more. I'm going to put the other one at the other end of the shop.
Yeah, just call me.
So I'll get you to help me there. This is the 50-foot hose reel I'm getting ready to mount on the wall. Just showing you the other bracket that bolts directly to the housing itself right here for the hose reel. This is one I haven't installed yet, so you can kind of see what it looks like right there. So this is what we mounted to the wall. This is what's bolted to the hose reel. And I'm going to see if Abby can come and help me. I'll pick this up, get it in line, and get her to slide the bolt through there, and then it'll be there. Then I can bolt it up.
You scared me.
All right, here we go. One more.
Back, yep.
Did it go down?
Not all the way.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Did you get some goop on you?
I did get goo on me. Gross.
That's the spray and stay gel. Looks like it's gonna spray.
Stay and spray on
It'll
me.
stay on your finger there.
Great, great.
All right. Well, there's that one, and I've got this whip that was originally on this one. I was gonna see if it might get me by for now. Let me see. It looks like it might. Looks like it might work.
When you take it that way, is it gonna?
No.
So
I'm
that
still
would just be-
gonna have to, yeah. I mean, it would work for now, but not really. So I'm still gonna have to get one made. Probably do that.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do that, I probably want to go ahead and flip this thing over the other way
Okay.
so that this is down here on the bottom.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was just trying to get by with using this, but now I see that it's way too short because
Yeah.
it's only good for this side right here.
Yeah.
I don't want to pinch and pull on that pipe whenever I move it like that. So I'll just redo this, and I'm going to get another whip made for this one here too.
You gonna take it off now?
Mm-hmm.
You need to.
What we'll do, you go ahead and get ready. I'll push that bolt up so that you can grab onto it.
I think I can push the bolt.
Okay. Here, I'll come this way with it. All right, let me get my hand on it.
Ready?
Yep.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
All right, let me go set it down so I can flip it over.
Are you coming right back with it?
Yeah,
or?
it's coming right back.
Okay. Do you need more goo or is it okay?
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I can't even see it.
Nope, I got it. You're good.
Did it start?
It's.
Okay. You just
Yep.
I just gotta pick
Yeah.
up on it is all. I just want to make sure you had it started.
It needs to come towards.
Hold on, I see it. There it is. Okay. Perfect. That'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be better right here. I'll just get a longer whip made. That'll go around that side to that fitting there.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
We're making some pretty good progress on the hose reels for this end of the shop where the machines are. So I'll give you a little update of where we're at. We just finished running a new airline. I had it stubbed out up there from whenever I first built this 8 years ago. So I finally tapped into that stub and we come around here with an airline. And then the same thing over on this side right here, come across to this hose reel here. And I cut those blocks because I couldn't get it pulled all the way up to the ceiling without putting a bunch of strain on that pipe. So that's what I did, was just space it out off of the ceiling. All right, so we just got that one hung. I'm getting ready to hang the electric reel right here. That's where it's gonna go, and it'll plug into this receptacle. All right, so I'm getting ready to put it into the call to the Pensacola Rubber and Gasket. They're gonna make up the hoses for me, the little whips that will go from the hose reel over to the end of the pipe. We're just gonna have it male thread on both ends and directly screw in there. One side will have a swivel so that we can get one end screwed in there. So I'm getting ready to order 2 for right here for the 20-foot hose reels, and then of course we got this one here as well. We'll be coming out of this right into that quick connect up there. The bolt is right here.
Yes, that's important.
That's the bolt. All right, let me go get the hose reel.
All right. I might be a little too close. So
Okay.
Because you can't get close enough. Hold on. There.
All right, I'm gonna lean in here. You might have to help me
Yep.
line it up.
Got it.
That's it?
Yep.
All right, take this and just unwind this around the top. Yep. Just like that.
Good?
Perfect. Yep, this is gonna go in the plug-in right here. Okay, we've got all the hose reels mounted on this side of the shop now in the machine shop. We've got our 2 over the machines, and now we have our completed cord reel hooked up. We've got our 50-foot hose reel there. We've got the extension cord just zip tied. Went ahead and zip tied it here to the bracket against the conduit. We have a brand new 20 amp receptacle there to run it. And one of the things I did on all these brackets, I was going to point out, I tightened them up just to the point where they had just a little bit of friction so that they didn't just swing freely back and forth. Get you up there, just this bracket right there, just snug it up just enough to touch that bushing there so that it's not real loose and flopping back and forth. All right, I did that on all of them, including this guy right here. Same thing, just so it kind of stays where it needs. I'm going to be buying all new quick couplings that goes on all the end of the air hoses. Just going to replace all those. So we have to get our little whip made up to go into that fitting there. But that is nice. So we are replacing all this mess right here. No more loose air hose, no more loose extension cord. This guy right here, we're not going to use that anymore either. It's got a busted air hose inside there, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Real happy with the way this is turning out. These are going to be awesome to have and use. And then we have our other one on this side of the shop hung. This guy right here, I replaced it. Well, I replaced this one. This is what was up there. That's one of the Harbor Freight hose reels that I had bought probably about 10 years ago, and then mounted up there on the wall about 8 years ago. The hose ended up going bad, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I put a new hose on it, and when I put the new hose on it, the spring got screwed up, so it's never had the right spring tension on it. So we're going to be doing away with that one, and I'm real happy with the Reelcraft. Got this one tightened up also, just so it doesn't swing around. So we got to get our whip made up for this one here as well. And this air hose will serve this portion of the shop right here. I use it over here, over there on the table. But now we've got one on each end of the shop. That end down there, this end right here. Very cool. So happy to have these guys up now, and I'm ready to get them hooked up and get them working. All right, I guess I gotta do the other end.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see that. Perfect. Okay, we just made it back from the hose shop. Went up to Pensacola Rubber and Gasket. They are the go-to place in town for any kind of hose that you need, any kind of application, hydraulic, air hose, just anything in general. They're the place to go. So Wes hooked me up and made me up the hoses here that I need. We've got 2 that's going to be for the short hose reels, and then we've got 2 that's going to be for the 50-foot hose reels, and this is what we made up. So this end will screw into the hose reel itself, 1/2-inch MPT, and then I'm going to have these guys right here. These I got all new air fittings here, the quick connect, quick couplings. These will be screwed into the actual airline up there at the top by the ceiling, and then of course this end will just plug directly into that right there. I love this. I've never had this style, and he recommended this right here, but he didn't have these in this thread right here in stock, so I went ahead and got these. These are going to be for all of the airlines themselves. These will go on the end of the air hoses. So that's how the that airline is going to install, just like that. So we'll have 2 of those, and then on these guys for the 20-foot hose reels, we have 1 rigid end. This will go directly into the hose reel, and then this is the end that's going to go into the air line. This will be your swivel end here. So you've got 1/2-inch MPT going into the airline. Then you got a JIC fitting right here that you screw in. That will be your swivel end right there that we can tighten up. Okay, 2 of those. And then of course we got our new quick connects here. These are made by Foster, American made stuff. And what I wanted to point out, all right, so this is what I've been using for years, this guy right here. I've always hated these, and I just never dedicated any time to go and find something different to replace these. But the thing that I hate about these guys, you see what it does whenever you pull it back. This area here is the same exact diameter as this. So when you're trying to use this air hose and you go to pull this back, like to release your tool, when you go to release the spring tension there, it catches your fingers there. And especially when you're using those orange gloves I like to wear, it always catches the gloves right there whenever I'm trying to release it. So I'm so glad to do away with these guys right here. We're gonna throw these guys away, and we're gonna have some of these that we're gonna be using instead. And I believe these are, nope, these are not the push-ins. So this one you have to release it to push it in. But these guys, these are the push-ins. You can just push it directly in there. So these are the way to go. I wish I could have gotten all those, but they didn't have any more in stock in this thread style right there. Also picked up a couple more of the Typhoon. These are made by Coil Hose Pneumatic. This is what I've always been using. And I don't know if back whenever I originally got these, they were made in USA, but this one says made in China now. So they must have went offshore to make these. But anyway, good. It's my favorite air nozzle to use, so I got 2 more. So I'll have one at every airline. So I'm ready to go get this thing installed, get all these hoses installed. By the way, I was gonna mention this, I'm using this also. This is the thread sealant that they sold me that I will use for all of the pipe threads. Instead of tape, this is what we'll use right there. All right. All right, first hose assembly complete. Here's a look at our new quick connect. Just got our new end on here, and then there we are tied into the hose reel. Let me show you what I'm doing as far as the thread sealant now. So when I was out there buying all of the pipe fittings yesterday, this is what I bought from that supplier. And I bought it because I wasn't sure if I still had any thread sealant or if what I had was still good, because I've had it for a while. So I picked this up and I showed you this a minute ago. So this is what it looks like, all right? It seems to be great stuff. I have no problems with it. But the problem I have is trying to apply it to the small pipe threads. So I looked up on my shelf. This is what I've always used, the Loctite 567 pipe sealant. It's got PTFE in it as well. And this seems to be a lot easier to apply to these threads versus this stuff right here. This is probably fine if you're trying to coat some larger threads, but these small fittings, this seems to be more of an issue. So I take this 567 right here. It's a little more fluid, and we'll use this fitting right here as an example and get it coming out. It doesn't take much, so I just kind of turn it sideways right here and try to get it on the first 2 to 3 threads. If I can get it to spin on me. Just like that. So something about that. I do try to make sure the first couple threads are coated, and it's gonna get itself up in those threads as you tighten it up. So all right, here's an example. I went ahead and replaced the male quick connect fitting on the coil hose here, and I did the same amount, just like this right here. And then that's what it'll look like once you screw it in there. So, and this stays wet right there. So what you got to do is just go ahead and take your rag and wipe that off, wipe the excess off. But I wanted to show you that's what it looks like after you screw it in with this amount of thread sealant on there. But I'm going to stick to my Loctite 567 because I think this is the better. It applies a lot easier than this stuff right here. Got the next 50 footer completed. New quick coupling there, and then all new right here, including the end of the air nozzle. You got new fittings on there. 2 down, 2 more to go. It looks like we have a successful install here on the machine side. We have all the hose reels now hooked into the airline. We got the compressor pumped up, I have it set at 150 PSI. That's where it's always been set at, and it's always worked well for me there. So the main air lines are up to 150 PSI, and we have no blowouts on our Schedule 80 pipe. So keeping my fingers crossed that it's going to continue to work well for me here. So I'm real happy with how everything has worked out. The placement of the reels I think are going to be very convenient for my needs here in my shop. Everything went good. Now I have not leak checked any of them. I'm still planning on checking it with some soapy water to see if I have any leaks anywhere. But we have air everywhere now. So of course the hose is going to kind of bind these up just a little bit, but you still get a good amount of movement if you need to rotate this thing around and go that way. It's still going to work just fine, however you need to do it. All right. This right here is what is going to be giving me the problem. I can tell that it's leaking. I can hear it. So you have to kind of fiddle with the valve there, kind of hit it a couple times to get that to completely closed up. So that's within this air nozzle. All right, we've got this guy ready to go. All right, so we'll be able to use that right here on the mill or right here at the Victor lathe. All right, we got our big boy here, our 50-footer, all hooked up, ready to go. Good to go. And we've got our cord reel here. I went ahead and plugged in the Sawzall so you could see. That is hooked in, ready to go. Real happy to have this ready to go now. So when we're doing some milling, or if I'm using the Noga mist on all these machines, I can have a dedicated line go into the Noga mist and still have an air line to use if I want to. So over here on the big reel, 50-footer, we got it hooked in there as well. And this is my first one. This is the first Typhoon air nozzle that I had bought. This was, man, I can't remember how far this goes back. This was before I started working at Motion when I bought this guy, and I used it at Motion all those years too, and I brought it home with me whenever I left. So that one's just kind of got a sentimental value to me. Hopefully it'll last for many more years. So that is it for this side of the install on all the new reels. I do plan on adding a couple over there to the other side, the welding and the grinding, the fabrication side. We're going to put we're going to put one of those 50-footers on the wall over there. I've got this electric cord reel that's going to be going on the wall over there as well, so that we don't have to worry about our extension cords anymore. And then I have one more phase planned for later where I want to add a hose reel and a cord reel to the front of the shop to serve outside the shop there whenever I need power and air out there in the front. So we're going to get to that portion later on. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this. This is all completed, and I'm going to go and test it. And if I have any issues, I'll be certain to give you an update on that. All right?